Hello loves, and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Chekesha Sims, and thank you for tuning in for another video. And if this is your first time tuning in, do me a favor and drop me a purple heart in the comments box. That way I know that you are new. And as well, go ahead and click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss any of my videos. And as well, before I get into today's video, if you are already subscribed, and I'm going to probably repeat this in several of my videos for a while, but if you are already subscribed and you've hit that notification bell, I want you to reset it for me. I want you to go ahead and click the notification bell, turn it off, and then click it and turn it back on. That way it'll reset your notifications and you should not miss any of my videos when they're uploaded. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So you already know what it is. It is Wind Down Wednesday, and I am bringing you another wine. I was going to do a white wine, but I think I may wait because I really didn't get out the house much this week because I was in a minor car accident. I think the deer suffered more of the injuries, but maybe my car. Nevertheless, I am okay, but I just didn't do a lot of driving, so I wasn't able to do my normal wine pickups. But I did have a wine that I have not tried yet, but is one of my favorites, and I want to share it with you right now. All right, guys, so today's wine, and if I can get the light to not shine on it, this is a Magic Box Red Blend. And red blends are my absolute favorites. It's a nice medium, slightly jammy, not too sweet, not too acidic, but red blends are typically very good, especially when you're trying to cross over from sweeter white wines or sweeter red wines and come and try something different. So coincidentally, this wine is also produced in Spain. I didn't realize it when I picked it up. You know, the last one we did was also produced in Spain. But this is a red blend. So red blends is normally a combination of different varietals, in which varietals are the different grapes. And then the vintage, which this one is a 2020. So it's a baby. Well, it's not really a baby, but the vintage means that's when the grape was picked. Does not mean that's how old the grape is, but that's just the year that they decided that the grapes that was going to go in this Magic Box Red Blend was perfect for this bottle. So just to go over a couple of things, I always tell you guys, getting the lighting, and I'll leave, I'll put the tasting notes over to the side as well, but always read the back of your bottles because this is going to kind of give you an idea of the flavors that you will be tasting when you drink the wine. And so this one, it is, like I said, is a red blend. And the detail says it's an expressive wine with notes of blackberries and sweet spices. Ample and round at first, it reveals a long and strong finish. And that's what we're always kind of chasing as a wine drinker. You want to still taste the wine after you have, you know, tasted it, swallowed it. You want to still be able to be like, I can feel this hitting in the back of my tongue, or I can still feel this at the root of my mouth, or, you know, the different things. That's what a lasting long finish is. It's not like water where you just drink it and you don't taste anything. All it does is, you know, quench your thirst. So that's what you're looking for. You want a wine that's going to still linger and give you that, this was really good. And then it's always good when you can drink it alone or pairing it with food. Now, most of my tastings I will be drinking alone. That means not by myself, but technically, yeah. But just I'm not going to be pairing it with anything because I have not graduated to figuring out what's the best wines to pair. But I think I'm pretty well versed enough to at least suggest what you could just drink. So another thing that is very important And if y'all remember my first video, what did I tell y'all ALC meant? What did I tell y'all? Well, that's the alcohol content. So this one is really high. I think this one is higher than last week's. This is a 14.5. And typically, red blends can be a little bit higher because they have different varietals or different grapes, and depending on the age of each grape that they're putting in, because that whole thing, fermentation, that plays a big part of how strong the alcohol content is going to be. So this red blend, I did pick this up from Total Wine. Not sure if they sell it in any other grocery stores or ABC stores or liquor stores, wherever you get your wine. But it is also accessible through Wine Direct. So if you do online ordering in your state, can receive alcohol. Because I know some states you can't ship alcohol to. But if you can, definitely think about trying this. Now, again, I've not tried it before. Like last week's wine, I did taste it one other time. So this one is going to be new to me. So if you are trying this along with me, we're going to both see what this tastes like together. So what I have to do first, because I have aligners now, I need to go ahead and take them out so I can taste this. But first, we're going to go ahead and open the bottle. All right, love. So as you can see, I've poured a little bit because I can't keep my aligners out too long. But anyway, so it smells amazing, and I haven't even opened it up. So what I did do different this time, I did use a aerator. It's the small one. They have a lot of different kinds that you can use, but this one that I did use was very affordable. It's good, especially on the go, like say you're doing a picnic and you need to make sure you aerate your wine. And that's done again to open up the flavors a little bit more. I'll see if I can insert a video showing what it actually looks like. But it has like holes in it. It's almost like a sifter when you are sifting your flour or your sugar and you're trying to avoid the lumps to get into your mixture. That's kind of the same concept as an aerator. It is helping pull out the flavors that you really want to taste and smell when you drink it. Now for me, I don't think it has a temperature on here. Let's see. So this says 16 to 18 degrees Celsius. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I normally keep this in my wine fridge, and I keep my wine fridge at like 56, I believe. So it is slightly chilled. I don't like my red wine super cold, not unless it's like a Lambrusco or like a sparkling red or something like that. But for the most part, my single varietals, I do room temperature, but for my red blends, I do room chilled. Now, I did not mention the type of grapes that they're using. A red blend, like I stated, it does consist of anywhere from 2 or more different type of varietals, which is class is grapes. So this one is a 90% Shiraz, and Shiraz is a lot lighter than a Merlot or a Malbec, so it's not going to be really bitter in tannins. and then it has 10% Grenache. And Grenache is typically, well, I haven't had a lot of Grenache, but the Grenache varietals that I have had have typically been really nice in medium body, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and do the little things that I was taught to do, and that is to see it first. So you tilt it to look at the meniscus or the halo, and this is very dark. So this is probably a younger grape. Last week I said if the meniscus or the halo, I don't know if halo is the terminology, but I figured that'll be the easiest way to explain it, because the halo is like a ring, you know. But they said if the meniscus is light in color, that's typically an older grape. So the color on this is not light at all. So this is probably a newer grape. And you will find that a lot of times when you're doing blends, it's not going to be as light. Yeah, it's not light at all. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to smell. So you want to swirl to open it up even more. Even though we did the aerator, this is just going to open it up a little bit more. And when I do, so when I swirl, I do this. I don't know why. It's like a balance thing, because if I just do it by itself, it doesn't swirl right to me. So I just feel like this helps balance me out. But again, if you are a heavy pour and you got this much, make sure you just sit it on the table. I don't know if you can see it. Uh-oh. Swirl it on the table gives you a little more balance. So we swirled. So we see, swirl, now we sniff. And you want to tilt the glass and then just put your nose in there. I'm definitely smelling blackberries, because remember it said blackberries and sweet spices. So sweet spices, I'm thinking like nutmeg, cinnamon. Let's see what I smell. It almost smells like an allspice. So let's go ahead and sip it. And I'm going to do the little gurgle-ish kind of thing, the first sip. I can definitely taste the Syrah when I do that. Very bold. It's a bolder red blend, but I can still, on the finish, I'm tasting those. It almost tastes like blueberries on the finish. And so that's like the one thing that they're hitting on with that description is they said that it is a long and structured finish. And as it's like fading away, I'm like really tasting blueberries. Now, if there's blueberries in there, I don't know, but it did say black fruits, even though a blueberry isn't black, but it's a darker fruit. But that was really good. Not sweet, but you can taste the freshness of the fruits. Like I'm really tasting. It could be like I always get blackberry and blueberry confused. Not confused, but the tastes are similar depending on the ripeness of the blueberries, because sometimes blueberries can be a little bit tart. But that was good. So now I'm going to do the swish, which is just sip it and fill my whole mouth with it. Really good. You could definitely feel the acidity. Definitely leaves like that blueberry tart at the end. But the taste is still there. Like this is definitely, in my opinion so far, one of those wines you can sip on because you're not chasing the flavor. And that's, you know, I feel like when you get wine and you just like go, it's because you're chasing that flavor. You're trying to consistently taste what you sipped. It's like when you drink a Sprite, you got to drink that thing real fast or the flavor gonna be gone. It's gonna be flat. But yeah, this is definitely a good glass of wine to just be chilling with your friends, having conversation, because you're still, like, I'm still tasting it. It's still on my tongue. I can still taste it. And because I'm only doing smaller sips, I can feel the alcohol. For me, when I can tell that the alcohol content is high because I feel the burn in my stomach lining. But this is really tasty. So now we're just going to do, excuse me. So now we're going to do just a basic sip. A sip that just a regular drinker of wine is going to do. Like, you're not doing the swirl, the swish in your mouth, or the gurgle. You just drinking it. In which most people will do. I mean, I do. But the only time I like really do all of that is typically like the first 2 sips when I try wine for the first time. Once I've tried and I know I like it, then I don't do all that stuff. I do always swirl because as it sits, you know, it's starting to settle. So you want to, you know, make sure you constantly, you know, if you've let it sit for like 5 minutes. Because this is a wine that you could just give you a nice pour and just take your time and sip on it, to be honest. So I'm just going to do just the basic sip. Somebody that's had this before, or somebody that just want to drink some wine, okay? So let's see. Woo, child. That was good. Good sip. Like when you can have a good first sip without doing all of that other stuff. Because all that other stuff does is just, it's for the enthusiast. It's for the sommelier. It's for the person that wants to really diagnose what they're drinking. Doing all of those extra techniques, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. It's just because you're trying to really explore what this wine has been made out of. You want to really embrace and engulf yourself in, you know, like, well, what was this winemaker thinking about when they picked Shiraz and Grenache as a blend? What were they thinking about when they put the blue? Like, that's what all of that extra swishing and swirling and gurgling is about, okay? But for those that just want a good glass of wine, I think this is a good glass of wine. And the price point is very affordable. I paid between 10 and 15. I can't remember right off the top of my head because I've had this for a couple of weeks. But this is definitely delicious. And this is why I like red blends, because I just feel like, especially when you get the right red blend, because some red blends be like, is this really red blend? It just has the right balance of everything. Again, you know, I can't tell you if I'm smelling pencil shavings or any of the stuff like that. I do know that it does have some oakiness. When I checked the Total Wine website, it did list that. And then if you saw in my notes that I put on there, that it has that oakiness to it, in which most wines are going to have some level of oak, not less they were fermented in a steel barrel. A lot of wines, for the most part, at least the ones that I've tried, they are always in some type of oak barrel. Some of them, like I said, it will be steel, but for the most part, it will tell you what type of barrel that this was placed in when it was fermenting. But this is good. Definitely love the smell. Like, smells like a bouquet of wine. Smells so good. Oh my gosh, I gotta take another sip. All right, you guys, so I am going to go and enjoy the rest of this red wine. And let me know in the comments, one, if you tried last week's wine, the Campo Viejo. I remembered it, right? Let me know if you tried that and what you thought. And then let me know if you try this. Again, I try to make sure I post these at midnight so you can see the name of the wine in the comments and maybe go out and get it yourself so you can taste along with me. Again, if you're scared to invest in a whole bottle of wine because you don't know that you're gonna like it. Like I said, it's best to probably then just buy the bottle if you're going to a friend's house that like wine. Because when you're buying wine, it's not one of those things where you can just, if you don't like it, you just gonna make yourself drink it. If you cook with wine, it's definitely good. I always recommend, especially for me watching a lot of Italian cooks, they cook with the type of wine they drink. Buying the cooking wine and stuff, excuse my face, like if you're not gonna drink it, why cook with it? But like if you bought it and you tasted it and it was like, I would still say at least try to cook with it, especially like Thanksgiving. It's good to use the red wines in darker and heavier gravies. And I am going to also probably feature a couple of wines. I'm a wine club member of the Cooper's Hawk Wine Club, and I'll leave a link to there so you can get membership information. And they do deliver in some states as well if you don't have a Cooper's Hawk in your area. But they do have 2 Thanksgiving wines that I have tried. One I absolutely love. And then they have another one that I think I may try. Now, I know some of the wines that I may try, you may not have access to it, but it's all about at least still getting the knowledge of the type of wine. So if you find something that's similar, they got the similar, fruits and tannins and varietals, you can taste it for yourself to see if you like it. But this right here, and then especially like having a glass, like I have other glasses that I could probably drink out of, but I love this glass. And I also say, like, find a glass where it's versatile. A lot of glasses now they're making, because they know a lot of people like the look of a glass, they'll make it where you can do wine, a red and a white wine in that glass, because the shape and stuff of the glass does matter. You don't want to drink your wine out of a cognac glass, because a cognac glass is built to breathe that cognac a little certain kind of way. But this is perfect for red or white. Look at that spin. Look at that. See, when it's low, I can spin it real good. But when it's a little bit high, that joint be looking like a seesaw. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying this new series, Wind Down Wednesdays. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm not a sommelier. I'm not certified yet, but I am an enthusiast. Someone that loves to taste the wine, someone that loves what wine represents to me. And as always, I'm going to always say this: wine is an experience in a glass. It just takes you to different places that you may never go to. Like, I may never go to Spain, but I can taste Spain in this glass. I can taste what the vineyards and the vine makers was imagining when they developed and produce these grapes. And I can have a little bit of Spain in my office while I hang out with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you give me a big old thumbs up. And as well, if you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you have already clicked the notification bell, go ahead and reset it for me by clicking it off and clicking it back on. That way you all will always be notified anytime I upload a new video or when I go live. So again, let me know what you think in the comments. If you liked it or not, or if you think somebody else would like it, this is a perfect time of the year to give gifts of wine to people. I do have a advent calendar, the 12 wines of Christmas that I'll be trying next month with you guys. And if you want to try them along with me, I will leave the link to where I got it from so you can purchase it. I did get it from Sam's, but I will go ahead and leave that in the description box as well, because this is the season when people are buying wines. Thanksgiving, people are just sitting at the table drinking and conversating and eating good food. Christmas and New Year's. So when you can find a good wine that you like, get it while you can. So like I said, I'm going to go and enjoy this glass, and I hope you enjoy it too. So until next time, loves, cheers.